Hello everybody, Christmas Day in the UK, in the afternoon about 3 o'clock, time for a cup of tea and a piece of cake. I haven't got any cake. I'm not seeing anyone today, and as you know, I'm quite used to that, but I'm bored and I thought, well, I'll do a video, then I will see somebody in my head anyway. And this video is a little bit about bringing the positive, because I do feel a bit down, I must admit, and it is hard to be positive on your own actually. A very dreary place I live in. Well, it's not dreary, but it's a very small village, not much going on except dog walkers going past the window and brick walls, you know, so it's very hard to keep up my spirits sometimes. So it's a bit about that, but also to thank my friend, my IT friend Lee, who produces wonderful new camera for me. This lovely camera, which I think is a lot clearer, but of course it shows up a lot more wrinkles. But that was very kind of him. He fitted it for me as well, so I think that's rather an improvement. So yeah, but yesterday I like Christmas Eve better. I used to play my drum in the castle nearby until someone saw me and I felt a bit embarrassed. I think Christmas Eve is more of an earth. It feels very earthing to me. It's a very Earth Day. It's Sagittarius, of course. Well, I think we're just about into Capricorn, aren't we? But it's a day of earthing and getting in touch with the earth, the holly, the ivy, all that stuff, you know. So I like Christmas Eve better. But I was feeling very down and worried because the panics, you know, food panics, queues of people I see on the television. I thought, oh dear, I've got nothing in. Well, I was waiting to see how I was, you know, as I can't always get out shopping. There are people that could help me, but I like to do it myself to see what there is, you know, and besides, you see familiar faces, well, at least those with masks on. So I've got a cold coming, so if I sneeze, don't be surprised. So anyway, it was a horrible day yesterday. It just started to snow, dark and miserable. I thought, I've got to go. It's Christmas Day tomorrow. I really have. I had bits in I could rely on. I've got a good cupboard and I've got a little fridge of stuff. I thought, no, I want something special, something nice, you know. So I made a huge effort, put my coat on and set off in the snow. Well, it wasn't heavy snow, but it wasn't a very nice day. And there's a little, well, about 10 miles away, a small place called Woodhall Spa. It's full of trees and it's a magical place. Not much happening there, of course, but there's a little Sainsbury's, only a small one, and I like Sainsbury's. So I was very apprehensive what to expect, but there was no queue. I went straight in. And I had been visualising what I wanted. That does seem to work. There's always the last one on the shelf. I need something. And anyway, I got everything I wanted except a bottle of brandy. It was terribly expensive. So I came out with spending about 50 quid or so, thinking, well, I've got enough to last me for a week anyway now. And I still don't know what to have for tea, but I did get what I wanted. I was very pleased. And then I went on to Petwood Hotel. I think I've mentioned that to you before, the hotel, and it was used to be yes, it was a place in the World War II where the Lancaster pilots used to. It's a wonderful place because it's got a lot of atmosphere. Lancaster pilots, Spitfire pilots, and there's a bar there where they used to all meet. It's got a lot of atmosphere, and I can always sense them around, you know, because you go outside and you could imagine them standing around with their cigarettes and their drinks, talking about their day, you know. So I thought, well, I've got to have a cheer because there's usually a huge log fire, which I love log fires, and there's usually a huge log fire, and you can have a coffee or whatever, you know. But of course now this, what's the name's about, don't like saying it, you're going to book a table, it's all too much of a fuss, so I don't go. I used to be able to just wander in and sit by the fire and nobody would notice. Anyway, I did go along to see what it was like, and I was saddened really because it was all locked up. There's a sign on the door saying you could enjoy the gardens because the gardens are lovely, but everything was locked up. You couldn't. There was no fire, obviously, no drink, no suppers, no dinners, nothing, and it was a bit depressing because there wasn't a car in the car park, not a soul around, and I thought, well, I've got it all to myself. So I went for a little walk, and it was a bit. Well, it was a bit sad because I've had good times there really, especially at Christmas time with the fire and everything, and you always get talking to somebody. So I was getting more and more depressed as time was going on. And there's a little patio where they usually have tables outside with the umbrellas. It's magical in the summer. They have jazz bands and all sorts. Anyway, there were tables that had all been taken down, and I just stood there. I thought, oh Lord, this is so sad. And suddenly I felt all my Air Force friends. I sometimes at Christmas time, especially, I used to sit in the bar and talk to them. And well, I wouldn't say I was clairvoyant, but I'm pretty psychic, and I felt that that's a lot of them came to me because they were stuck. I think I've done a video on this actually, how I managed to send them on. This may sound strange to some of you, but anyway, this is the thing I like to do. They all gathered round. I could just feel them all gathering around in their lovely uniforms, the Air Force uniforms. They're very attractive, aren't they? Good-looking men. They're lovely. And we had a little chat. I told them what it was like down here at the moment. I had a little chat, about 5 or 10 minutes, I suppose. Then it got very, very cold. So I said, you know, goodbye to them and have a good Christmas sort of thing. And then sort of moved on from there. And as I was just wandering around, just I don't know, trying to recapture some summer memories really. They've got several bushes with camellias. I don't know if you know what camellias are, but they are an Indian, live in India as a rule, and they have to have special soil. I think it's acid soil, but they're huge, but it's about 4 of them. There's a white one and a pink one and a red one. And they don't usually come out until February. And as I was just wandering around, I suddenly saw this beautiful pink. 2 or 3 of them had just come out, and they got 2 leaves and sort of a middle flower, a bit like a rose really, but more solid than that and tinier petals. And I just looked at these, and it just, to me, I thought, well, there's life. There's still life, you know. The place was all closed down, nobody was there, no fun, no buns, no fire. And these plants were still, you know, coming out a little bit early actually. I thought they'd come out for me really. So it was really quite sweet to find them. That kind of, that's why I've got my pink on today. I wanted to pick them. I thought no, I'll leave them where they are. They don't last long in water anyway. So I just got to see what time it is. Oh, 7 minutes. Well, perhaps it's long enough. I wasn't due to do the video, but I just got so fed up with myself. I thought, nothing on television. I got Netflix, but I thought, what can I do just to cheer myself up? I usually find when I watch these videos, and I do watch them as well. If I get ultimately desperate for companionship, I put my videos on. Well, they do actually cheer me up, and I have got a Gemini ascendant, so that's 2 people. So I've got 2 heads anyway, and there's 2 sides of me, so my daughter will keep reminding me. Oh yes, I was very pleased this morning. Very pleased this morning. First thing, I logged on, and there was an email from my daughter. You know, I did a video about that recently, how we've had these difficult times. And it's quite actually heartwarming because she said that she had sent a parcel and a card, but because of all this business with the planes and stuff and where she lives, she wasn't sure she'd get to me. Well, she's always late with everything, to be honest. She was late being born. I am very good. I'm always early with everything. I always make allowances for times and stuff, you know. I always arrive everywhere early. People say, oh gosh, you're early. But in case you get lost, you see. And she doesn't tend to send things on time. So anyway, this email was very welcome. Just well wishes, really. I thought, it brought tears actually, because you remember that last video about letting go of my daughter and that bracelet and how a lot of love came from it. And I did say I wondered if she got the message. So see, it does work. It does work. And so she did get the message. I mean, it was just as simple. There's no, I think we've just got to keep emotion out of it. That's the thing. Keep out feelings, keep out anything to do with the past and the emotions. And it's going to be a straightforward how are you today stuff, which is not me, as you can imagine. I'm kind of a very feeling person. I like to talk about things, but she doesn't. So just the video, just the email was really sweet. So that kind of cheered me up. And I had this video camera from my friend Lee. So yeah, all in all, I'm coping. Just a day, isn't it, really? Tomorrow will be different. Shops are open again tomorrow. Not that I go shopping, but I sort of feel like today this civilization has stopped. And I am very concerned. I do get very concerned about those lorry drivers, poor things. 6,000 lorries queuing up to get across the channel. I mean, they've been there for days. Been there for days. Now, they have little portable toilets. That's the thing. I worry about things like that, believe it or not. But they won't have much food left, and they certainly want a shower, I should think. Poor darlings, sitting there in a cab all day. It must be a nightmare. So I've been sort of saying prayers for them, and for, you know, there's so much unhappiness, isn't there? And I'm very grateful. I really am. I've got my little bungalow, which is warm and safe, and I know I don't have companionship, but then it's always a price to pay, I guess. So on that note, darlings, so do have a good day tomorrow, whatever you're doing. And I expect there are loads of you that's sitting on your own like me, and I just hope I can cheer you up a bit. I must admit, I look at these videos, I think, well, who's that person so cheerful and gay? And I'm crying in my beer, you know. No, not really. I'm generally a kind of positive person, but there are some days, obviously, that I'm not. And I just said today, it's okay to not be okay. You've got to give yourself permission to be down sometimes, and it's okay, you know. So, all the best for 2021. I might do one before New Year. I think I did one last year on near-death experiences. Gosh, the year's gone by so quickly. I don't feel I've achieved anything much. Well, not outwardly, probably inwardly. Anyway, take care, dear ones. I'm going to go now with my glasses. I shall have to get some new glasses and be a bit more glamorous. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.